Hi, welcome to Oma's Kitchen.
Oregano.
Salsa Verde or green salsa. That is traditionally made with tomatillos. I have some here and I've opened one a little bit. They grow inside these green husks on the plant, and inside the green husk can be a little sticky. But if you pull the tomatillos out and wash them and then roast them in the oven before you make the salsa, it comes out so nice. This is the traditional way to make salsa verde. We're going to use most of this green onion, a little piece of this sweet onion, and along with the tomatillos, we're going to roast this jalapeño. We will include half of a lemon juice and some spices, and we're going to end up with this gorgeous salsa that we're going to make in my food processor. So, Salsa Verde in Oma's Kitchen. Pull this sticky outer coating off of them. Let's do this. It is sticky. Okay, and they're sticky. So I have my washed tomatillos. Make sure you get all of the soil and dust and stickiness off of them before you're ready to put them in the oven to roast. So I have an aluminum foil covered tray here, and I'll set this here. And really all I'm going to do is sit them right side up on a tray under high broil in my oven for a few minutes. And you'll notice when they start to brown on the top, and then I will use tongs to turn them over and let the other side brown. And you'll even see some of the juices starting to come out of them. You want to get them out before they completely fall apart and all the juice comes out, because you want all of that juice in your food processor. Zing! Alright, cut the top off. Cut that in half. Okay, 2 sides of a jalapeno. So these just go on together, and under the broiler, keep an eye on them, check on them. This will probably finish first. I like to set the timer for 2 to 3 minutes at a time, and then it just reminds me to check on them. While our tomatillos are under the broiler, I wanted to talk a little bit about the onion. Now you could use, for salsa verde, you could use 2 spring onions and no sweet onion. You could use just 1/2 of a giant sweet onion or 1 small sweet onion. Really, the mixture's up to you. You're just looking for some light onion flavor, but not strong enough to overtake the tomatillos, because they're the star of the show for salsa verde. I wanted to talk about tomatillos for a second. They are very similar to green tomatoes. If you've ever had fried green tomatoes, there is a sour flavor to tomatillos, but it's very mild, and they really have their own flavor going on. We're going to use a mixture, so we're going to use 1 spring onion and about 1/4 of this sweet onion. I can cut it into these big chunks, and the food processor will do fine with it. Anything that comes off of there that looks really tough, don't use, because you don't want those big tough pieces in your salsas. I'm also going to cut my lemon in half. Cut it into quarters. This makes getting the seeds out much easier if you just slice off that middle. I have to check the tomatillos. I gave the tomatillos under my broiler 5 minutes, and I just set them for another 3 because the tops aren't browning yet. I'm going to try to keep track of how long it takes in my oven. Your oven may be different. Keep an eye on them. Alright, take this away. And as you can see, there's just this little bit of brown. That's what you're looking for. And then you flip them over. So I wanted you to be able to see me doing that. See, they're still green, but they get a brownish hue on top. And see, that one's fine too. You're looking for that slightly roasted flavor, but not burnt. So these are ready to go back in, and that was a good 10 minutes under my broiler. It depends on your oven. So I'll put these back in for 5 and take a look at them. This one, I'll actually be checking the whole time to see how it looks. So back in the oven they go. So here's the other side of my tomatillos. Some of them start to get very puckered when you do that. Okay, these definitely need to cool before you try putting them in your food processor. If you try to do it when they're hot, it'll make your food processor explode. And nobody wants a tomatillo volcano in their kitchen. It's just not cool. So you see the juice is starting to come out of that one. That one's least toasted, but that's okay. To be honest, I'm tempted to put it back in, but it's already spitting its juice out. We will set these on this plate and let them start to cool. Okay, and they need to sit for a couple of minutes before you finish your salsa. So there they are. 2 teaspoons of water to be added. Put that in there. Put that in there. Okay. So 2 teaspoons just to give the onions something to process with. And we're going to throw all of these bits of onion into the processor. Let's process this until we get no huge chunks of onion. Included chili powder in the beginning of my video. We have ground coriander and chili powder, and we're only doing a dash of this. Most of the flavor will be the tomatillos and this ground coriander, and then we're going to do a dash of garlic powder and salt. And we will, of course, because it's a salsa, we will test the salt level by using it on a chip. So always test your salsa on a chip. If you haven't watched my other salsa and hummus videos, that's the trick to getting the salt level correct. But we're going to start with 2 teaspoons of ground coriander. 1. Get off. 2 dash of chili powder, which always smells so good to me. That's good. I can't measure the chili powder and garlic powder because this is going to be to taste, so it's whatever you like. My suggestion when coming up with the amounts for spices is to put in some, try it, and see if you want more. You will determine how much you put in. Some people love garlic and make salsa verde very garlicky. That is not me. So I only put in a hint. That's probably a half a teaspoon, if that. And then I'm going to put some salt in, but don't put in too much. Keep in mind, you can always add more, but once it's in there, you can't take it out. Teaspoon of salt, maybe. Okay. So we pulse this for a moment or two. Ooh. Let me put that all back down in there, and guess what's going in? Jalapeno first, and that's just the 2 sides of it. That goes in first, and we'll pulse that a little bit. And that one just doesn't want to be in there. In there, get in there. And now, the star of the show, Tomatillos. See, they've been cooling for a few minutes, which is a good thing. Okay, all 7. In goes the juice from half a lemon. And I have de-seeded the lemon, so I'm just squeezing the juice in there. You could add 2 jalapeños if you want it spicier. It's completely up to you. We're going to taste the spice levels at the end here with the salt on a chip and see if it needs something. Still needs salt.
Look how warm it is.
Yeah. And the flavors will get more pronounced as we go along. Alright. A little bit of garlic powder. To be honest, I'm half tempted to put a little chipotle in there. You know, to bump it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll add chipotle and chili powder to the recipe, to the ingredients list, so you have it if you want to put it in. That'll add a little bit of a smoky flavor, and don't put in too much, you'll make it too spicy. Try again. Yep. Yep.
I like it.
We're going to use the salsa verde in my green chicken tacos, which is my own recipe that we're going to make today. And I'll post them as 2 videos. That's got it, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Do you taste a little bit of sour?
I do.
That's the tomatillos in there. Not as sour as green tomatoes, but they have a little sour hint to them.
That's really good. I like that.
Me too. Thank you for joining me in Oma's Kitchen. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll upload more tasty videos soon, and a special shout out to Moon Pie and Lil Bit. Till next time.